them back here if the Jays should enter the Dome, so you will not miss a thing.
The World Championship banner will fly north of the border.
It caps a remarkable rise for a team that was born just 16 years ago. They were almost the Toronto Giants. The San Francisco team was headed here until the deal fell apart. But thanks to a Seattle lawsuit, Toronto got another chance. The man leading Toronto's bid got a call from Bowie Kuhn.
And he said, Mr. Chairman, this is the Commissioner of Baseball. You will have your team in the American League.
For the one and only time in the history of the Toronto club, every position out there is open.
Spring training, 1977. Toronto had assembled a ragtag group of unknowns and cast-offs destined for some tough times. Then the Jays' first home opener, April 7th, 1977.
I was praying it wouldn't snow, and I remember how cold it was.
Snow it did, much to the chagrin of Torontonians, sensitive about stereotypes of igloos, mounties, and dog sleds. But the game went on.
Here it is, the first pitch in Blue Jay history.
The Jays won their first home opener, but like most expansion teams, they were awful. The first 5 years, they lost almost 500 games. Sports radio host Bob McCowan has covered the Jays during most of their history.
This was a bunch of guys who went out and had fun and realized that winning wasn't the priority. They were just happy to be in the major leagues.
So were the fans, who didn't seem to mind all the losses either.
But we loved them because they were ours. They were our fumblers.
Toronto struggled, but the organization drafted well and quickly developed a strong farm system. Slowly, the ragtag bunch was sprinkled with promising rookies. Allison Gordon has written a number of books about baseball.
It's funny, I covered the team for 5 years, 79 to 83, and in that era, you just gradually improved. And by the time I left in 83, that was a team that was in contention.
He's there! He's got it! The Blue Jays have won it!
Only 9 years after their birth, the Doormats went to the penthouse, winning the American League East. The city went crazy. And in the championship, the Jays took a 3-1 lead on Kansas City, only to end up losing. It was the beginning of a haunting pattern for the Jays. In '87, they were miles ahead of Detroit and lost the last 7 games. In '89, they won the East again and got thumped by Oakland. '91, another heartbreaking loss in the playoffs to Minnesota. The Jays were a good team, but they were tagged as chokers, a moniker the team and the fans despise and think is unfair. The only way to get rid of it, though, was to go to the World Series. Long considered a hockey town, the beloved Canadian game must now share Toronto's loyalty. But the Americans must share their game with Canada. Toronto was the most successful team in the majors. It's won more games over the last decade than any other team. The Jays are the only team to pass the 4 million mark in attendance twice. But that success has its price.
I've always thought of this team as the underdog. You know, they're my Blue Jays. You know, they're the underdog. Now suddenly, they're not. They're a dynasty. They've been winning. They're buying these high-priced free agents. People around North America hate Toronto the way we used to hate the Yankees.
It seems hard to believe that the Blue Jays are already 16 years old. The team has given Toronto some great memories. Players like Bell and Barfield, Witt, Steve, now Carter and Alomar, just to mention a few. And who can forget the team getting so close in 1985, 89, and 91 only to lose? But not this year, because 1992 is the year of the Blue Jays. Leon Corby of Bayton Broadcasting, CFTO News.